Hey everybody, it's Car Ray Rob. I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
Today we're giving you our before and after trailer breakdown for the Netflix original, Bright.
Alright, so I remember like a little snippet trailer teaser that came out a while ago for this movie. I know Will Smith said he plays some kind of cop, but outside of that, I don't know much else, man. What do you know?
This is the what would have happened to the world if Frodo didn't destroy the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like basically, I guess, if elves, orcs, and fairies were living among us in the modern day real world.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that would love for that to be true.
Well, I swear I saw somebody the other day who I swear was an orc.
An old person driving.
That's pretty much it. And it's these factions, I guess, living together and how that works.
So this is the real world. It's not like
real world.
Middle Earth or anything like that.
Downtown LA, probably. Gang wars are just fought with orcs and West Siders.
Yeah, because I remember like seeing he was like a cop or something like that. Will Smith is a cop. Okay.
I think Joel Edgerton, who's an orc, is a cop as well.
Orc cops. All right. David Ayers reteaming with Will Smith from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they both did Suicide Squad. I guess they had a bromance and they're making another movie together.
All right.
I'm interested to see how big it's going to be. Like, is this like an Okja thing where they're going really big production value, and how far can Netflix take this?
Well, if you're going Will Smith, I think they're probably going that way. But let's check it out.
Yeah,
let's see what we got.
Why is there a fair in the bird feeder area?
Pesky little problem.
Fairy lives don't matter today.
Cornish pixies.
That's it right there. I'll take the little LAPD style like you do. Oh, and you keep doing all your gangster stuff. I'm just trying to sell my house. Don't worry about that.
Fairy lives matter. You gotta throw those jokes in there
Everybody's just trying to
nowadays.
get along and have a good life. All of the races are different. Just because they're different doesn't mean anybody's better or worse than anybody.
Hey, where's the diversity hire?
I got a dude in my car. I didn't ask for it, but the whole world is watching.
Yeah.
Boy, it's okay. You don't like me. Man, I'm not out here to be your friend. I need to know if shit pop off.
Joel Edgerton wearing makeup, or is
Humans have physical tells
Joel
the face.
let's take a bath?
The human who needs a lot more conjugal love type face.
Do not wink at me like that.
I do kind of wonder if he's like his accent's gonna make him slide on real well.
Orcs are from Scotland.
Shouldn't we wait for the cavalry?
We are the cavalry.
End of watching Suicide Squad.
You're with Will Smith. You're fine.
I swear this never happens.
That's a magic wand.
That magic wand sure is bright.
Let's read it all out.
This is like a nuclear weapon that grants wishes.
That's whatever you want. You want to be taller or shorter? You want $10 million? You're not stealing that wand.
You're the most powerful magic wand. You want to be taller.
You gotta get out of this neighborhood. They're gonna kill you, then me. And that's when the stupid shit's gonna start.
The magic wand. We have to secure it.
Don't look like dicks. Jerks.
They don't teach that at the academy.
No, they do not.
They're gonna keep coming.
Let's do it.
Some days I can't get out of my head.
Classic
That's just the dark side of me.
He's standing up.
He's watching.
Come on.
He's like shooting.
Might be in a prophecy.
We're not in a prophecy. We're in a
Not a
stolen
prophecy.
Toyota Corolla.
Good gas mileage.
Very economical.
So I definitely see what you're saying about the molding of these two worlds.
Yeah,
Lord of the
definitely.
Rings meets the real world.
Those were the most interesting shots. When it was like downtown LA with an orc and a fairy in it. I thought
Right.
those kind of shots kind of work.
I think it's definitely an interesting concept. I do get some like glimmers of past franchises. Like I do think I see a little bit of Blade in there.
Yeah, the elves are like in these really bright white environments. Remind me of the vampires from Blade quite a bit.
But I have to say, Will Smith still shines bright in just
Will
about
Smith.
any movie he's in. You know, he always has this really uncanny ability of making the person right next to him look really good.
Or nobody. That's why I Am Legend worked, because he can carry a movie by himself, basically.
Exactly. I mean, I will say not all of his movies are great, but he is typically very Will Smith in it. That's the only adjective you need.
It looks like he's going to have to me, because Joel Edgerton is like just buried in makeup. So, Will Smith can do it. He did it with Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. Yep. I can see there being different levels of like the orcs in society, and there could be some interesting stuff to play with there.
They're going to make different socio-political statements to all of these different, sects of people.
Orcs are pretty low in the totem pole, it appears.
It seems that way, yeah. I think it's interesting how that's going to interweave with the real world. That opening shot on Will Smith's lawn with the bug zapper.
Bird feeder.
That was a bug zapper. Either way, it's pretty funny. That type of thing, I think, is what's probably going to make this movie feel interesting. I do wonder how much that could, borderline cheese.
This MacGuffin of the wand, how serious they take the wand is, I think, what's going to be, the crux of the movie. Because if the wand can play, it's this powerful evil thing, bring some heaviness to the movie, then it could work.
I will say, Joel Edgerton's read of that line, "It's a magic wand," probably one of the worst parts of the whole trailer for me. I get it.
Thank you for clarifying.
Right? I'm sure they had for the audience, especially if the trailer.
Well, is there a wand that's not magical? Hey, that's a stick. It's a stick. Once it becomes a wand, it's now magical.
It looks like a lot of fun. I think it does feel like a David Ayers movie. I do get a lot of stylistic similarities with this and Suicide Squad. Oh, of course, and bigger action sequences and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of room for this movie to be really great. I could also see it kind of falling middle of the road.
Like you said, I think exploring these different factions of society, what role that plays into the overall story, could be really interesting. Like I said, making the magic wand not come across cheesy. If those couple things work, then I think they've probably got a good movie on their hands.
Well, it's also interesting because this script is penned by Max Landis, John Landis's kid, kind of like a legacy thing, and especially since there was kind of a bidding war for this movie as well.
Yeah, he did chronicle some other little stuff, but apparently a lot of studios really liked this script, and Netflix got it. They gave him a whopping, I think, $3 million just for the paper that the words were written on.
It's really an interesting kind of idea that Netflix is really putting in this kind of money for these types of scripts. I think I saw $90 million all in, including production and P&A and all of that.
$90 million all in.
That's a huge chunk of change to throw down on this movie.
We have no way of knowing how they justify how much this movie's going to make them.
Right, and you can see they definitely have some decent production value in this movie. So again, I think Netflix is really impressing me in that way. It doesn't look like made for TV type stuff or anything like that. This is another level. I think this could be a really interesting movie for them, and maybe a pretty big step for them. War Machine was, I think, another interesting step. Okja was, I think, another really
I think
good
Okja's a step up from War Machine just because of the CGI.
Absolutely.
I think there's just a different type of production budget there.
Yeah.
And this looks like that's in that same realm.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just really excited to see what other kind of projects Netflix is going to continue to bring to their platform.
What's the future look like for Netflix? All right, Rob, so let's rate Bright. Midnight it, stream it, forget it. Where do you think you're at?
I think I'm really going to give this whole package the benefit of the doubt. The script probably could be pretty good, coming from Max Landis, David Ayers. While I wasn't a huge fan of Suicide Squad, I do know he is a good director with the right project. Of course, Will Smith, all of those things together, I think I'm gonna have to midnight it.
David Ayers really likes complex characters. I'm interested to see what he can do with mixing orcs and humans. It just kind of seems like there's a sense of realism that I think could work. And like you said, Will Smith is so good. Him wanting to do this Netflix project, I just find that idea interesting. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I can. I'm gonna midnight it.
Absolutely.
Everybody, that's it for us. But now we want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Will Smith doing a Netflix project? And is David Ayers back after Suicide Squad? Let us know in the comments below.
Then hit that like and subscribe button to catch all of our upcoming videos.
Until then, this is Car Ray Rob. I'm Ray.
And I'm Rob.
Hello, Arthur.
Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Haven't seen much of you lately.
Well, the reason you haven't seen much of me is because I usually pick up Susan at her apartment in town. And you live here. Want a drink?
I never drink. No one in my family drinks.
Oh, that's great. I bet you never run out of ice your whole life.